Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Spook. I'm your host, Don, and today we're going to talk about Ghost Light. Before we get into that, I would like to take the opportunity to apologize. I know it's been a hot minute since the last video I did on Let's Talk Spook, and I owe you all some more videos. So, as previously stated, we're going to talk about Ghostlight, which is a horror comedy that I watched on demand at my dad's, but I've seen it online on quite a few separate streaming networks. And yeah, so or as per usual on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things into six separate categories. Those six separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally creep. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Ghostlight. Story. So the story of Ghostlight is about a troupe of play actors who are going to put on Macbeth. And essentially it's about the curse that is supposedly placed on the play, the Scottish play, Macbeth, that's based off of one actor purposefully murdering another actor on stage because he wanted to take his spot or something along those lines. And it's watching these characters who break the taboos and like kind of silly things that happen with them, while at the same time, one guy essentially relives the story of Macbeth, sort of. Um, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed the concept. I don't really know a lot about Shakespeare plays because I always found Shakespeare to be really boring. I later found out that the reason I find Shakespeare to be so boring is because Shakespeare is meant to be acted. It's not meant to be read. So that's just the thing about me, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to speaking of acting. So this movie stars Carrie Ellis as one of the two owners of this theater troupe, and he is a former soap opera star, bad actor, and it was really enjoyable to watch Carrie Ellis just be a complete ham on stage. I loved it. We also have Carol Kane, who will always be the ghost of Christmas Present, who kicks Bill Murray in the balls in Scrooged, to me. But she's a phenomenal actress, and she absolutely nails the kind of kooky older actress role that she plays in this. We also have Roger Bart. The only other movie I know Roger Bart from is The Producers, where he plays Carmen Gia, but he nailed that role, and he also nails this role. Funnily enough, I was watching this movie with my wife, and Roger Bart screams at the actors, and that's how I recognized who the actor was because I recognized him like just shifting from normal talking to his scream like he does in The Producers, and I loved it. Anyway, if you can't tell, oh, and then this girl is in this movie. I don't remember what her name is because even though she's in the movie and she's on the cover, she's not a key player. She's kind of creepy, but not a key player. She rolls up thinking that the farm that they are performing on is a yoga retreat. And she does and says some creepy things, but that's about it from her. So acting 5 out of 5. The other actors, there's so many good actors in this movie, and they all did such a good job that I couldn't list them. So I just went with the three that I loved the most. So 5 out of 5. The acting was phenomenal. Music. Anybody want to guess on what the music is? Yeah, go ahead. It's a 2.5 as per usual. There's nothing super special about the music. It fits, but nothing really stuck with me. Atmosphere. So I was very engaged in this movie. I love watching Carrie Elwes be ridiculous. I was engaged with the characters, kind of the the guy who wants to kill Carrie Elwes, kind of slowly he's drifting into insanity, and the ending was good. It was very memorable. So for atmospheres, 3 out of 5. Which honestly is a little low. I should have probably scored that higher, probably more around a 4. Look, there's not much to talk about for the look here. This is a horror comedy about a play. There's not like any murder. There's not really any ghosts. There's like a couple of creepy scenes, but that's really about it. So look gets a 2.5, and then finally Creep. If you can't guess from the premise and the fact that this is a horror comedy, it's not scary. So unfortunately, it gets a 1 out of 5. Um, yeah, so we tally up those scores based off my previous score, which I should have changed, but I don't want to do the math now. It gets a 3 out of 5. This movie is very enjoyable. It's not scary, but it's a very enjoyable horror comedy. Especially like I was a theater kid. I didn't really like Shakespeare, but I was a theater kid. So having been somewhat involved in theater, made it hit even better. And yeah, if you like that sort of like kind of tongue in cheek horror comedy, I would strongly recommend this movie. It was very enjoyable. What did you think? Have you seen Ghostlight? Please tell me about it in the comments. Think about liking, think about subscribing. We're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're at 4,650 ish, somewhere around there. Um, so we're not that far. We need 350 ish more. So, if you tell two friends, and then they tell two friends, and then they tell two friends, and then they tell two friends, that's like 600 people right there. So, yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.